Hope you're doing well today. Thanks for joining our session on how to create momentum and revenue for your game pre-launch. We're going to go on a little bit of a journey today, go on a journey together and share a little bit of a story of how games get launched, how you can generate that buzz and generate early revenue. So here, let's go on this journey together. It's 10 p.m. on Friday night, but where are you? You're in front of your computer along with your team, working through the last sprint of in-game design features for the game you've been working on for over a year. You have a few months to go towards a projected launch date, and you start thinking about how you are going to monetize the game. You throw back another energy drink and head to the whiteboard, asking yourself, how can I create momentum for our game that will drive sales early and often? How do I do everything on Steam? Or do I have to do everything on Steam? You have lots of questions. This is why I'm here today. Hello, I'm Berkley Egenes, Vice President of Marketing at Xsolla, focused on game commerce solutions. At Xsolla, we're the video game business engine, helping developers and publishers like you to operate more efficiently, reach more players, and sell more games around the world. Our tools and solutions work seamlessly to solve the complexities of distribution, marketing, and monetization so that you can increase your sales, audience, and revenue. Having launched numerous products and experiences throughout my career, there's one uniform question that always gets asked. How are we going to create buzz and make money as fast as possible? The months leading up to a full game's release is the prime time to build awareness, establish a community, form partnerships with influencers, and bring in sales via pre-orders, all of which can be critical for sustaining a project throughout your development cycle. To generate real revenue opportunities in the midst of development, we found that creating pre-order campaigns can provide additional value and rewards for your players. So you've generated a ton of buzz for your game, and now it's time to take advantage of those efforts. Not only do you have the opportunity to capture early revenue and support the final phase or sprint along your development journey, but you also are able to gain extremely valuable insights from the community. What do they like or dislike about your game? What is the actual demand for your game? And what in-game items do players actually want? Pre-orders have been part of the gaming industry since the 1980s. Back in the day, we used to pre-order a game to guarantee us a copy of that physical product as soon as available. Demand could have easily overwhelmed the supply. But with a pre-order in place, we knew we could sleep in and wouldn't be left out in the cold come launch day, when we showed up to the store and picked up our copy of the game. Today, with the digital media, supply issues are rarely a problem like they were for us originally. But pre-ordering is still a useful practice for consumers and developers. Players see them as a way to score exclusive extras, get pre-launch discounts, and support a game that they're eager to get their hands on. Developers can use the opportunity to offer unique goods as well as take advantage of early community building. Think about this. The pre-order release period is actually a time to test the market, gauge the interest, and get a real pulse on the demand. We have seen that between 20 and 30% of a game's first-year sales are made up by pre-orders. This is a major portion of your revenue forecast and sets you up for long-term financial success when executed correctly. Why are you holding back? Think you have to distribute your game only on Steam and get in the wish list as soon as possible? The short answer is that you can work with Steam and launch your game directly online in parallel, not through mutually exclusive channels. Wish lists are not a sure thing. From their own stats, only about 7% of players that put your game on their wish list make a purchase within the first week after release. And for indie games, it's more like 1 to 3%. What should you do? Promote and share your game early and often online to take advantage of these benefits of a good pre-order campaign that will offer you more revenue potential versus relying on one singular channel. Getting started early and building significant momentum are very much the keys to success. Most indie developers report that 15 to 28% of the total pre-launch sales are made up just on the first day of the pre-order packages are released. That's a significant amount. Let's get back to the story as we go through these simple chapters. These are the key moments in building and launching a successful pre-order campaign. You're going to prepare the campaign, you're going to build awareness, keep the momentum going, drive through the pre-release window, and lead up to the days right before launch. Let's get started. Before you do anything on your campaign, and about 6 months before your actual public launch day, you want to create your own digital destination for your fans and players. A key requirement is to create that dedicated landing page focused on the pre-order campaign specifically. A good launch page serves as a community hub for all of your important news, media, and discussions you want to have and share with your passionate fans. You can take those materials that you shared from Steam and Discord and bring the information together quickly and easily with our site builder solution. Build your pages in minutes with no upfront coding requirements. This page is the best place to host your own Order Now buttons for players to click on when they decide to make that purchase. But you have a key question to answer. What are players going to actually purchase from your pre-order campaign, and how long will that offer be available? Some developers are perfectly good with pricing their pre-order campaigns at a level where they offer the full game right away. This is super simple and does not require a lot of effort. Let's take, for example, PUBG. It was a smashing success in generating pre-orders. In working with us at Xsolla, PUBG created customized click-to-buy button widgets and localized their language support, while all providing regionally locked keys to avoid fraud. A game that generated a ton of interest and orders very early on in their pre-order campaign. In addition to selling the full game right away, you can level up your campaign, create founders packs, or other in-game incentives that will inspire players from around the world to order early. For example, create some limited edition or exclusive goods that can only be obtained through pre-order purchase. Offer up skins, maps, in-game items, or whatever you think that your players will want from your game. Plus, this is a great way to test to see what players are or are not interested in. It will get you already thinking about what in-game items you should include in upcoming releases and game updates post-launch. We would recommend offering up 3 pre-order options to your players, including collector's editions, standard buy-ins, and founders packs. Any more than 3 creates this kind of confusion and consumer fatigue. And one additional tip. If you're planning to offer DLCs or just subscriptions, think about throwing in a season pass that will provide a discount for long-term buy-ins. When considering items to provide as bonuses for your pre-order campaign, we do, however, recommend not offering physical merchandise because it's expensive, takes a lot of time to set up, and requires a whole lot more planning. If you want to offer up merchandise, do it through your online store on a separate landing page from your pre-orders. With Xsolla, you can quickly and easily set up a launch page with Site Builder and an e-commerce platform with our Buy Button solution. It'll help you execute and manage your campaign. And we talk about building awareness for your campaign. Now, a week after your late night whiteboard session, you have your site up and you're ready to process some orders. You're all set. Now you launch into that critical marketing phase. The goal is to bridge that connection between your community and your game, the simple and stress-free process. Let's face it, you have enough going on trying just to finish the game. Focusing on driving your fans to your beautiful new website that you created with our integration tools over the past several days will make sure that you're including your email list and sign up on there so that people can provide your information and receive notifications about that game leading up to launch. To make this initial push as strong as possible, be sure to send out press releases on the first day that pre-orders are available and share those responses and articles out with the world. It's all about amplifying that message. Hit up your community over social media, Discord, and in forums with the announcement. And contact any outlets that you've worked with before, as they're most likely to publish follow-ups about your progress and your updates on your game as you progress. Your fans will comment, share, and like the content that you're sharing. Make sure that you're responding and answering the questions with your community to keep engaged and to put a human side to that game. One idea is host an Ask Me Anything session on social media or Discord. Be active in that discussion and stay all the way through the pre-order campaign to launch day and beyond. It's all about creating that relationship with your dedicated fans and your players. Follow these steps and it will help you build as much potential velocity as possible. Monitor those analytics, always looking at the data. Monitor it closely to see which sources people are coming from, then communicate with those influencers and publications to build those strong relationships. There are plenty of other things you can do to promote your game as well, from search engine optimization to traditional advertising and social media awareness campaigns. Be willing to try just about anything during this phase, as you never know what will work until you give it a shot. As we keep moving forward, your goal is your campaign is rolling out and your orders have been coming in fast and furious. You got to get ready and get prepared because you have a long road ahead of you. Put on that pot of coffee and grab that energy drink as you have some more work to do. If you built enough an awareness and engagement with your community to this point, you should have seen a large influx in traffic and sales. Many of your site visitors will be seeing your page for that first time. So make sure that landing page and your order now buttons are as attractive and easy to use as possible. Take, for example, Life is Feudal with their MMO. It was their next installment in their franchise. Working in close collaboration with the developer, Xsolla was able to help drive early sales by creating an attractive site and pre-order landing page, while building an in-game storefront featuring game key sales and premium subscriptions to help make them a success. Not everyone who's going to stop by your website will place an order, though, which is totally normal. This doesn't mean that they're not or never will be interested in buying. Pick up these stragglers, as we like to call them, by collecting their emails from your fans. Even if someone is mildly intrigued in your game, they'll subscribe to your mailing list. They want to find out important information of what's coming up, different events, prompt them to come back and place that order at a later date. During that pre-order window, you're about a month into your campaign. Initial rush has subsided a little bit. Pre-orders enter a period where things finally start to calm down. This is analogous to the post-holiday shopping season, where workers sweep up the debris from the rush of all the purchases that had happened in a real big box retailer, for example. Expect those sales to slow down a little bit, but don't take it as a sign of doom and gloom. The lull will last until about a week before the actual launch day and release of your game. Use that time to work on the game. Put the final design touches in, make any changes based on community feedback, and push hard towards that finish line. While doing all of this, keep your marketing efforts going to help build upon a foundation that you've established with your audience and keep those pre-order sales going. During this period is a great time to start building upon those relationships with those influencers and streamers. Why? Why should you be doing that? They're active in your community. They know your followers. They're very key to building clout, and they have a huge following that you can benefit from and maximize. They can help you amplify that message, your message, and messaging about the game with millions of people around the world. Use a free tool from Xsolla, like our partner network, to search for, create, and manage those partnerships. You'll find people and influencers that you probably hadn't thought of working with before. That's the whole point, to reach out to audiences and bring them into your community. Send out special review keys to these key influencers and publications that rate the games. Get on their radar as they can hype up your game with a positive review. Probably one of the most important things that we mentioned earlier is to make sure you maintain a consistent dialogue by listening and talking to your community. Your fans will give you feedback on your development as you move forward. Is there anything they think that needs to be changed? Any extras they might be interested in? What bonuses do they really like in the chosen pack or founders pack that they would choose? What did they not like? Be humble and listen to those negative notes too, and find a way to appropriately address them in development, pre and post launch. Just before your release date, you're getting close. You put a lot of work in. Now now it's a little over 2 months before that launch date. Your pre-order campaign on your landing page is doing well, and your ad campaign is reaching new players. Now's the time to come back to the discussion on Steam. By redirecting your paid media from your landing page to your Steam store page will spark those wish list ads by players and get your game into those popular upcoming and new and trending ratings. Reach back out to your followers and your community and ask them to leave feedback on your Steam page as well. This is where your landing page and Steam can work together to execute upon the interest generated by you and your gamers. Then a few weeks before that game launch, give out copies of your game to the highly rated Steam curators to increase the opportunity and potentially get up on those suggested lists. Keep pushing and elevating the advertising and social media outreach. It's gonna pay off. You now have a little more than a week to go for your game actually launches. You should be preparing another big marketing push. This will be the last chance for your community of players that they'll have to get in on the opportunity for pre-order discounts and exclusives. So make sure you keep the Founders Pack simple and easy to buy. Utilize those emails you collected earlier in the campaign to send out a notice that will help about the discounts and unique packages that will be ending soon as the full release is upon you. We would recommend one email push to your community a week out and then one final one about 24 to 48 hours before your game actually drops, all in an effort to get those last visitors to your site that they didn't make those purchase initially and get them to make that decision to buy. Traffic will spike again during the final release day window. Repeat those marketing steps you took before and don't hold back. This is the time to go big and put everything you have in your promotion to build and capitalize on the momentum that you've built up. This is your next best chance to build hype, increase your audience, and earn new revenue spikes. Make it count. Upon launch, release your game on Steam and on your online landing page at the same time. Running a discount on Steam will enable you to get into the specials category. Drive some of your paid traffic to the discount page on your landing page will also increase your net revenue due to lower platform fees by selling directly to gamers. Congratulations, you've made it. You've made it to launch day and you've already made upwards of 30% of your forecasted revenue for the first year already. Be proud of that success and achievement. You've come a long way. Keep engaged with your community and plan for your first game updates based on the feedback you receive from the community during your campaign. Your players will appreciate that you listen to them and will become loyal, active players and even ambassadors of your game. One thing we've talked a lot about best practices here and to drive revenue pre-launch. Some of you might still have some questions or previous mindsets that might kind of still be holding you back, and that's okay. There's a belief from some of you that you have to only be on Steam to get noticed and generate successful game sales at launch. Actually, by working in collaboration, your pre-order campaign can help build your following in orders online and on Steam, and can help you generate the additional needed interest and attention. But don't start too early on Steam wishlist because players' needs and likes do change. This is why we recommend starting your push to push your game on Steam about a month or two in advance of the actual launch day. The pre-orders can actually work well with Steam wishlists and drive more signups and orders by working together versus separately. Time the promotions right and you will see interest peak even higher than originally expected. We're here to help you generate sales across all the platforms of your game. If you still have questions, here are 3 examples where leveraging those external media, digital campaigns, marketing, and external resources created real results in collaboration with Steam. And a game Hell Let Loose. They released it in 2019 with a cleverly balanced sales between Steam and the Xsolla powered landing pages. The developer drove paid traffic to the landing page they created with the Xsolla site builder and collected those pre-orders. Like we talked about in the best practices, about a month before the release, they switched that paid traffic to their Steam store page, got them into the popular upcoming list. Huge win for them. Immediately following the release, the game went onto the new and trending list. About a month after that release, the game fell off the Steam charts, so the developer transferred paid traffic back to their landing page and continued selling their game. Fall Guys. We've heard a lot about it recently. In this case, it was clear that even if you promoted your game on a third-party site, it won't impede its ability to be featured on Steam. To achieve that, it's vital to cultivate a brand following and use public media platforms to your advantage. By promoting the game through Twitch streams, it was a smart way to also improve the ratings for Fall Guys. And it led to a huge burst in popularity of the game. Last one, Among Us. At launch, the game relied heavily on wishlist, but the number of downloads and sales remained relatively low. The developer determined that the project was complete and began working on their next game. But the situation changed almost immediately when a famous streamer found the game and broadcasted its gameplay 2 years after its actual release. Soon after that, other streamers and audience members began to take an interest in the game, which led to a significant increase in sales and first place in many Steam ratings. The developer actually had to pause that work that they were looking on in the next game and work on Among Us so that they can continue to take advantage of this gameplay. My advice is to push any hesitation aside and keep focusing on building those incredible experiences for your players. We exist to help you reach more players and generate more revenue, and to make pre-order campaigns as simple and painless as possible. You really can launch a campaign in a matter of days versus months with no upfront costs or heavy coding when we have your back for you. Are you ready to get started? Let's build a successful campaign together. Thank you.